So, this is the first of 5 videos about OlliOlli, which is our skateboarding game for PlayStation Vita. In this first video, I kind of just want to show you the core mechanics of the game, how you pull tricks, how you land them, and how you link them together into combos. So I'm going to jump straight into the first level of the game, which is Urban 1. As you can see, I've already done quite well and beaten all of the challenges. I'll talk about a bit more about the challenges in another video. It looks like it might be out of focus, but you're going to need to look at my thumbs for this one to kind of see how everything happens. So, most important thing in OlliOlli is landings. Every time you pull a trick, you have to press X to land that trick. If I move the Vita away a little bit from the camera, you can see. So every time I pull a trick, just before I hit the floor, I hit X. If I do it really far away from the floor, my landings aren't as good. If I do it really far away there, I'll get a sloppy landing and I'll lose speed and my points will be worth much less. If I do it just before I hit the floor, I get a perfect landing. Perfect landings mean more points and they give you a little speed boost, which makes it easier to continue your combo. To actually pull tricks, you flick the left analog stick. A lot of people have said it's kind of a weird mechanic. There's not a lot of games where you don't need to keep your thumb on the analog stick all the time. In OlliOlli, you only need to touch the analog stick when you want to do a trick. So, I'm about to finish. I'm going to restart. So, to do really simple tricks, you just flick the stick in one direction. Flicking it up does the ollie, the easiest trick, and then flicking it left will do a kickflip, and right will do a heel flip. Obviously, always tapping X to land it afterwards. Once you've got the basics down, you can start sort of looking at more complicated tricks. So kind of doing quarter circles, quarter turns will do some easier skateboarding tricks like pop shove-its. You can take that, start doing things like hard flips, inward heel flips, going from right to down and left to down will do like varial heel flips and varial flips. And once you get even more confident, you can start adding half circle turns. So you can do 360 flips by doing a half circle this way, laser flips by doing a half circle this way. And when you get really confident, you can start doing full circles to do things like 360 hard flips, or even getting onto things like impossibles, going down to right, up to left, like that. So that's kind of the basics of just pulling tricks, but you're never going to reach the top of the high scoreboard if you just cruise along busting kick flips and heel flips and stuff like that. You need to start linking them together into combos. To do that, you're going to need to use grinds. So, to do a grind, it's all based on the left analog stick. So when you're on the ground and you flick the stick, that'll do tricks. When you're in the air, if you hold the stick, it'll do grinds. So if I come up to this next ledge, I'll show you. Flick the stick, and then I hold it again to grind. And again, holding different directions will pull different grinds. So holding right will do a nose grind, holding left will do a 5-0, tail slides, and so on. The grinds actually work a lot like the tricks and tapping X to land, so the later I press grind, the more points I'll score for that grind. And if I pull the stick to grind just before I hit a ledge, I get a perfect grind. Perfect grinds increase your multiplier and give you a speed boost, so you can keep your combo going even longer. You get that green box down the bottom. So if I just do a normal crappy run-of-the-mill grind like that, you can see it just comes up like in white, and if I do a perfect one, it comes up in green. And I get that little flamey boost under my board as well to let me know that I've done it. So, that's the basics. You can then start putting those together, so you can do a trick into a grind, and a trick out of that grind, and then pull another grind off the back of that, and keep going until, you know, you've got millions and millions of points. I'm just going to skip forward to a later level that might have some more combo opportunities. You'll see where the X thing really comes into play here, so once you start linking your tricks together and getting really big combos, nailing that X button to land at the end becomes super... it's my face. Okay. Once you start getting really big combos, it all really comes down to hitting X at just the right time at the very end of that combo to get the most points. So I could link all this stuff together, do loads of tricks, but if I don't nail that perfect landing at the end there, then my score gets multiplied by like 0.0001 and I end up with basically nothing. So I can show you the difference. This time around I'll try and do something super good. So that's like 55,000 points. If I do that again, I'll land it sloppy. Let's see what I get. Okay, here we go. Let's do a sloppy landing and see what happens. Whoa, I just broke my face open again. Okay. 333. So it really comes down to hitting the X button just at the right time and nailing all your grinds perfect. I'm just going to have a little play and bust some cool tricks now. And hopefully not fall on my face again. So that green trail back there, once your combo goes over a certain size and it's going to be worth loads and loads of points, you get this green trail behind you to let you know that you really need to land that perfect in order to get the most points possible. I'm going to move on to like an even harder level just so you can get a better idea of how that works. Let's have a look at something like Port. So Port also starts to introduce something else new, which is these double height levels. So you've got these roofs on these market stalls. You can grind up the top on the roof or you can go down the bottom on the ledges. Obviously staying up the top is harder, but it's that much cooler. You can see I've got that green trail now. If I get that perfect, it's worth so many more points than if I landed anything else. Ah, my face. Okay, I want to talk to you about one last part of this. So, as well as flicking the stick to do tricks, like doing these half moons and quarter circles and stuff like that, you've also got the left and right triggers at the top of the Vita, and you can use those to add spin modifiers to your tricks. I've been doing that while we've been playing, but I just didn't mention it because I didn't want to overwhelm you with information all in one go. So if you hold the right trigger at the top as you do a trick, you'll do a backside spin, and if you hold the left trigger at the top, you'll do a front side spin. And you can modify any of the tricks in the game with that. So if I just press right, I'll do a kick flip. If I press right and hold the right trigger, I'll do a backside flip. And the longer I hold it down, the more spins I do. So if I hold it down here, I can pull like a 540. And this works across everything. So you can change a 360 flip like that. You can hold the trigger and do a big spin flip. And then you can turn that big spin flip into a 360 big spin flip and get super technical and start talking about tricks that nobody really understands, but they sound kind of cool because they got really long names and numbers at the end of them. But if you're going to start battling for high scores online, you're going to need to work out, what's the most spins you can get in any one little point, and how you can maximize the number of rotations and perfect grinds and perfect landings to get the biggest possible combo. You can see I've got the green trail of combo joy behind me now. Yeah, that's 500,000 in one combo, people. Okay, I'm going to take it to the end of this one, and then I think we'll call it a day, because I've bored you enough with how these tricks work. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time where I'll be telling you about the different modes in the game. Bye!